Dr. Rob Bridge. I'm seeing some colors that don't look orange out here. I want to welcome the fans from that other state up. And we want you to feel comfortable today, so we made it really nice and hot and steamy so the Floridians feel comfortable. Nice of us to make you feel comfortable while you watch your team lose, I figured. So that's how we'll do it. But it's great to have fans from both schools. I love that about college football. I have fans from both schools coming up, cheering for your team. It's awesome. So thanks for coming up and visiting us here in Syracuse. So we're going to play a few tunes. We're going to start with pregame. I'm going to give you a little hit on pregame. Let's see, the game is 12:05. So pregame starts at 11:45. You got to make sure 11:45 and 35 seconds if you want to get really technical. If you could be inside by 11:45 and 35 seconds, you'll catch all of pregame. So we're going to start with the fanfare for the Saltine City. Under the direction of drum major Carol Halloran, this is the Pride of the Orange. All right, we're going to jump ahead a little bit. We always pay homage to the great Empire State in pregame, and this is the New York medley. And those of you who weren't with us last week, you may not know this, but we brought back an old piece of pregame for this year. It's called the Pride of the Orange March. It was written by the great wind composer Charles Carter. So we finished pregame with our favorite march, Pride of the Orange.
The glory of old Syracuse, the Syracuse, the fighting man.
Well, excellent. So we've had a week, so we flipped over half our halftime show. You're going to hear some new tunes if you were here last week. We're going to start the same way we did last time. I was out eating with my sons last night and looked up at the TV screen at the restaurant we were at and saw a guy named John Pankow, an actor that you might know from back in the 90s. I hadn't seen him in a long time. I prefer his brother Jimmy, who is the trombone player for a little group we call Chicago. And that group's been playing for over 50 years now. I was telling you some of the TAs that the history is guys in Chicago were all trained to be classical musicians and decided they need a little extra change on the side for whatever college students do at night. So they formed this band and made a little extra cash, and now 51 years later, they're still filling stadiums all over the place. They've made a little extra cash. So we're going to start with 25 or 64. Playing back there. So our next tune, also from the great city of Chicago, another band formed down there. Chicago insisted they were a rock band with horns. That's what they always wanted to be called. This other band, they just had the Earth, Wind, and Fire horns in their section. So the next tune, my favorite story is I was reading about they brought in somebody to help write some of the tunes, and she walked into the studio as they were working this song up, and she said, "Ba-de-ya, what is that? We're going to change that lyric, right?" And Maurice White looked at her and said, just don't let a lyric get in the way of a great groove. And this is a great groove. So we're going to play for you one of their biggest hits, September. stick with Earth, Wind, and Fire now. A new tune from last week. Those of you who were here last week, we didn't play this one. So a new tune we're adding. We're sticking with Earth, Wind, and Fire. And when we looked up, beginning of the year, we saw our 10 tubas. We saw our new baritone saxophone section there in the middle. We got about a dozen tenor saxes. We thought we got to have a great tune that uses that bass line correctly. So one of my favorite Earth, Wind, and Fire tunes gets used in a lot of soundtracks. Muppets from Space, a personal favorite. But this tune is really well known. It was their first #1 hit, 1975. This is Shining Star. Mellophone's tearing up the melody back there. Sounds pretty good. So our next tune, I will admit, this was a show built on all the bands I saw come through Syracuse this summer, except this one. This one is just a tune I wanted to play. I don't think this band has actually been in Syracuse since 1987. So it's been a while. And this tune that we're going to play, you're all going to recognize it, but it actually wasn't a hit when it first came out. MTV made it really popular because they started playing it at 4 in the morning. And then it was re-released and got up to #7. But for you Syracuse fans that also attend basketball games, you're going to recognize this one because it is summer, fall's coming, and as the old tagline goes, winter is coming. So this next tune we're going to play, you might recognize from the Carrier Dome. This is Guns N' Roses, and this is Welcome to the Jungle. That was our drum major Amanda Zoll on the podium here. If you give her a hand. Liam Hines coming up now because we got a lot of things to celebrate in Orange Land. Got to make sure you're all ready for the game now. Tomorrow, if you're still around, the women's soccer is going to be going off at 1 o'clock. They'd love to see you over there as well. So we're going to do some of our favorites to get you in the mood. So we got to get inside. We got to make this place loud for the football game. We're going to start off with one that the band really likes. This is called Talking Out of the Side of Your Neck. So over the summer, I spent a lot of time watching videos of the old band and what the old band did. And one tune I've noticed you've been playing for a long, long time, and everybody seems to love this tune. All the way back in the 80s, I was watching video of you guys, alums out here playing this tune. Man, the 80s hair you guys had was awesome. Loved it. But this is a very popular tune still. This is called Hey Baby. Yeah, give them some loving. That's a good thing. All right, so it's a little warmish out here, so I had a thought that perhaps I should make sure these guys get a little water before we pregame. So we're gonna move on. We're gonna move and we're gonna do the alma mater. So you're all invited to stand and sing with us. I want to invite you. Be sure you think about coming out with us next week. Next week is Band Day. We'll have some high school bands here. It's also Military Appreciation Day, so we hope we can get all the military here with us. And for those of you that are longtime fans, a guy named Joe Morris, I remember him from his days with the New York Football Giants. They're retiring his jersey next week at the football game. So be sure you come on out, cheer on the team, cheer on the band, and give Joe Morris a little love when they put that jersey up into the rafters. But now, sing along, ladies and gentlemen. This is our alma mater.
It's so hot. How hot is it?